Hello and welcome to another episode of Kill James Bond. I am November Kelly, joined as always by my friends Abigail Thorne and Devon.
Hi.
Yeah, run the game. Young Steve Harvey. How we doing, guys?
We have seen footage. And by footage, I mean the Transporter 2.
We watched footage of Transporter 2, and it wasn't, it was, hey, they made it.
Listeners, both of my co-hosts are wrong.
Oh, here we go.
This movie, I wouldn't say it's a good movie, but it is sick. And there's parts of it that are really good and fun.
I didn't say it wasn't sick.
Okay, listen, this podcast, and I've been saying this for a long time, as have a number of clinicians, this podcast exists on a spectrum, right? And so our opinion of this movie ranges from Abby's, The Transporter 2 is, a sort of pinnacle of the modern cinematic effort. And
that's right.
And Dev's, The Transporter 2 is like lower than Skeletons.
I watched it. It was fine. I'm not going to say it's lower than dog shit.
I'm firmly in the middle. I think The Transporter 2 was kind of fun. It had its moments, but I will say I watched this with the Polycule. And now I have an audience reaction gauge. Everyone I watched this movie with hated it apart from me.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah, and I was having a great time. So
there are some sick things that happen in it.
It's true.
It doesn't like women much.
No.
Is my main complaint about it.
No, that's true. It doesn't.
Sorry, I was about to say, but then again, as if I was excusing that. It is a movie from 2005, so you do somewhat expect...
Yeah, women then were way worse.
No, well, less so that women were worse, but more that men didn't... We hadn't quite cracked the nugget where we were like, maybe these people are human as well. But like, we do know that they can be... actors, they can not necessarily act within a movie, but they can be like rational actors. They can make decisions on their own. They can dress up really hot and shoot guns. And that's about as far as we're willing to go, I think.
Honestly, I think that the casting of Lola in this movie, who a character we will get to,
we sure will,
makes the fucking movie. I think this is an absolute saved the movie performance for me. I think she fucking bosses it, and I love this character, and this is the kind of role I would want to play.
So just to contextualize this, we're doing heist season, we're doing robbery season, but within that we're doing a little subsection of the more car inflected ones.
Yes.
And we saw The Transporter previously, which was, pretty good movie, but now we're seeing...
We liked it.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing
the adventures of Frank Transporter, gay transgender man.
Correct, yeah. And, we obviously love to see that. And now we're seeing The Transporter 2, which in many ways is the same movie again, but with a crucial difference, which is, as you say, that where the first one was women are really good at getting tied up. Yes. This one has the kind of other option, because this came out sort of 2000s. And in the 2000s, there was this vogue, unusually specific vogue for, okay, well, it's feminism when women kick ass. But in order to do that, women have to be wearing specifically a red leather outfit. And it's weird if you go through, this is a unified theory that I've composed here. Halle Berry in Die Another Day kicks ass, red leather jacket.
Red leather outfit, yep.
Terminator 3, I think it is. The femme Terminator, red leather jacket, kicks ass. And so the Transporter 2, this time, we also get woman who kicks ass, red leather jacket. Not sure why it has to be red. It just does.
Yeah, they gave her a short haircut, but they got scared that we might think that she was a lesbian or something, so she's got her tits up most of the time.
Yeah.
Well,
which some lesbians do, but they also explicitly make her straight.
No, they very much make her straight. But someone that they don't make straight, and this is something that you will need to know if you're an audience member for Kill James Bond here, is that at one point Luc Besson vaguely implied that he intended the Transporter, Mr. Frank Transporter, to be gay in the first film. And this is something that will comprise, I would say, the lion's share of our analysis of the movie.
Yes, correct.
This was changed during the filming of the first one, and they inserted a straight sex scene in the first one to make it seem like that was the plan all along. But then certain artifacts of the script and delivery of the first one still you can read it that Frank is gay, and it makes it much better film.
Comprehensively defeated. But so the first movie began with Frank Transporter sitting in his BMW being Sigma, waiting to go and do a bank robbery. This one, he's an Audi guy now, which means so some progress, no brand loyalty. But we're also in Miami, which weirdly gets the Mexico filter. We get a
yeah. It's yellow filtered Miami.
Yes, yeah. And so he's sitting in his Audi, being Sigma, just staring into space, when he gets accosted by a gang of what I can only describe as ethnic criminals, led by
who's there before? She's not the leader.
It's a very mid-2000s gang setup in that it is an adult woman dressed as a schoolgirl and a series of racially charged caricatures, all of whom inexplicably fight using kung fu. And this was the kind of gang that you could be in.
Group.
yeah.
In the 2000s.
Yeah, this was a very powerful energy in the 2000s. This woman knocks on Frank's window. She's like wearing this like very booby outfit. She breasts boobily towards his window.
Specifically, it's a schoolgirl outfit.
Yeah,
like
she's schoolgirlily towards the window.
But it's like it's not even like a real schoolgirl outfit because it's knee-length white socks, black suede stiletto heels, schoolgirl skirt, cropped white titty shirt with bell sleeves under cropped black cardigan.
Yeah.
And my notes say, I've seen trans girls on TikTok wear this. They all have huge dicks and they exclusively bottom. It's very like 2025 TikTok faggot, and I mean that in a complimentary way.
100%.
That was such a comprehensive outfit description. It was like you were giving like a description to the police. You know?
That's it. Sorry, we're just being shown how many notes.
That's very, very. That's a paragraph.
That's that paragraph.
That's the paragraph about the outfit. Okay.
I paused and took notes.
Thank you so much, because I
didn't get her accessories, but anyway. So she knocks on his window and it's just like, my boobs have fallen out of my car. I need your help to fix it. And then she pulls a gun on him and then makes him get out of the car. And like her 4 friends come out hooting and hollering. And they can't start Frank's car because he's got a pin. And then they will have a kung fu fight back.
Yeah.
They all do kung fu at him.
He beats all of these guys up in the car park, and then
he does not kill them. Once again, that was one of the things I loved about Frank Transporter in the first film, is that he did not kill people. He could, like, he does a bunch of like fancy tricks with a knife, and then he throws it away and he's like, fucking fuck off. And we are shown all these guys alive.
Yeah. Including the adult woman dressed like a schoolgirl, to whom he's like, you know, what are you doing hanging out with these guys? Clearly 20-something-year-old woman.
Says, don't you have some homework to do? And she goes, yeah, okay, and runs away. And I'm like, probably not.
She probably doesn't have homework to do now.
She's probably got kids to pick up of her own.
Yeah,
I think.
homework for what? A master's? Like, would you?
Yeah.
So
unless it's her child's homework.
She flees the scene. Frank gets back in, starts the car, drives through Miami.
Luc Besson demonstrating enormous restraint by casting a fully grown adult woman in the schoolgirl outfit.
Oh God. I don't want to know what the original, like, there was a casting director who saved this movie from some really bad
maybe you're
places.
right. Maybe the casting director was just like, no fucking way is this happening on my watch.
But so he drives very fast through Miami, which, as we say, is very kind of yellow filtered. And he arrives outside a school just in time for a bunch of kids to run out of it, which, if you're following the same plot structure as the Transporter 1, does imply that those kids have just robbed the school.
Yeah, it's a funny gag because he sits there and like it's very tense and like the time is ticking down. Like, oh, is he meeting a criminal? Is there a bank robbery? And then it's like it's a school and the kids get out of school and he's picking someone up from school. It's like, oh, that's quite funny.
And so he picks up this kid that he's looking after, this boy,
Jack.
First of all, you remember how the Transporter had all of these rules and then he broke all of those rules?
Yeah, he needs some more rules because
that was his character arc in the first movie. That was what made him endearing.
Well, now he's got some more rules. And those rules are when you get in a man's car, and it is a man's car, mind you, you respect the car so that you respect the man. You greet the man.
Hello, sir. Yeah.
And then rule 3 is, and I will say this, Luc Besson might have beaten all of those allegations, but he is at least pro seatbelt. Rule 3 is you do your seatbelt up.
You gotta do your seatbelt up. Yeah, fair enough. Good rule.
So utilitarianism thing of how many lives Luc Besson saved with the pro seatbelt stance versus, you know.
Also, like, I knew this was going to happen, but Lai, the character from the first film, who just had such great chemistry with Frank Transporter and like helped him with his character arc, and I really liked them together, she's gone.
Yeah.
No one even says how's Lai or what happened to her. She's just gone. I'm like, that sucked. They were a nice couple.
Frank Transporter, he's sort of like a Ronin. He's sort of moving from like village to village, helping people out. And there are no crossover characters apart from Frank himself and his older gay lover, who we'll get to.
Yeah. He's like a gig worker. Like he's like an Uber driver.
He's like this kid's driver / bodyguard. If you want a better version of this movie, watch Man on Fire. Which we will do. I guess it's kind of a heist. But so he has these little like riddles for the kid, right? Where he's like, which leads him to say one of the funnier lines in one of my 2 drops in the movie. He goes, I'm white. I'm white. But so all of the clues, I'm pointing at the screen, I'm going, moon. It's the moon. And the kid is fucking it up. The kid is shit at Moondle, right? Like
the kid can't do riddles, but that's fine.
This kid would lose the ring to Gollum.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, it's a shame. That's what that's the training that he's taking part in. You know.
Yeah.
You don't get in there and do your first riddle competition as a child. All right, you got to get in there and do the riddles early.
Yeah.
So Frank drives him to this very big, secure house. Yes. As we will later learn, Jack's father is a senator of some importance. And outside the house, Jack's parents are arguing. And Frank sees this and just drives Jack a little bit further on where he won't see them arguing. It's a nice little...
Yeah, and asks him another hard riddle so that he won't get out of the car while they're arguing.
Yeah, the riddle clue is like, I'm the moon, and I'm the moon. What am I? And the kid's like, Jesus,
yeah, it's like everyone wants to step on me, but only a few people have. And it's interesting.
Me.
Yeah, me.
Everyone's, it's all right. Only a few people, my ass.
Oh my God, am I being fucking slut-shamed on my own podcast?
No, it wasn't you.
Both of us could be being slut-shamed here. It's hard to say.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be easier to slut-shame you.
My understanding is there's like 15 people in the room at any one time when either of you are having sex.
That's,
I'm one and done. Guy like me.
I didn't mean that. I'm sorry.
It's like the Bondarenko Waterloo. Like there's like 3 divisions of infantry in there. There's that many extras. They're flying the camera around.
I got the ADHD. I can't pay attention to more than one at a time. I'd feel bad.
You have an orgy a couple of times in your life, and all of a sudden you're an orgy habit.
It's orgies.
So the kid's mum has kind of a crush on Frank, right?
She does, yeah.
He lets the kid out of the car. I don't even remember the kid's name. And the mum's like, that was so nice what you did, like stopping him from seeing me fighting with his dad, Matthew Modine. So
there's also a funny moment. Listeners, if you've ever like learned anything about writing screenplays, you'll know that there's often a moment, usually within the first like 5 to 10 pages, where the hero's flaw is stated.
Yes.
This is the thing they will have to overcome. And at this point, it gets dropped like a fucking clanger when Audrey says, "What's the point in having rules, Frank, if you never break them?" And it's just like
okay.
A, that you shouldn't just like say that. But also, like, B, this is the same one from the first movie.
Yeah, it's tell and then nothing else. That's the screenwriting maxim, right?
Yeah.
But so the mum is like, that was so nice what you did.
I'd really come back to it. Yeah.
She like lets him call her by her first name, which is Audrey. And she's like, so what have you got on today later on? Because I don't love my husband, Matthew Modine.
Yes, I'm young and hot and emotionally vulnerable and don't love my husband.
My husband, Matthew Modine, doesn't take care of me, and I'd like to have sex with you, the transporter.
Because he's drinking little gay coffees.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he is.
And Frank Transporter is like, listen, I'm not really down for your kind of like you
First
rubbing
all,
your arms greasinously, willing to experiment kind of thing.
First of all, I'm gay, and second of all, I'm transgender.
Gay and transgender.
We also at this point have to now meet our bad guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
What if an Italian guy did kendo?
Yeah. What is that?
I just wrote down Freyo Aloysius, and then I wrote down, I don't think that that's a legal kendo maneuver that this guy does.
He kendos the shit out of some people. It's kind of prefiguring Ocean's 12, that you're kind of like live martial arts gay European type, you know?
Yeah. There is something very funny about this, though, because like we're introduced to our villain, Gianni. He's an Italian man. He's doing kendo with his henchmen by the riverbank. And you might think that like later on in a pivotal fight scene, he's going to demonstrate those kendo skills. Nope.
What about Italian Gianni?
For a minute.
Nope. He could have.
Pretty good.
Nope. He could have been doing archery. He could have been knitting for all the plot importance this skill set has. But he does some kendo.
He has 2 friends. He has a number of goons and 2 friends.
Yeah.
One of them is Jason Fleming off of Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah, I wrote Jason Fleming alert down in full caps.
Shout out to Jason Fleming.
I love it. Loved you in Primeval.
Yeah, and then the second one is Lola, who is the aforementioned red leather ass-kicking woman. Not to flex, looks quite a lot like my girlfriend and nobody else's, I'm sure. She's got like a kind of a short blonde haircut. It's like, yeah, she's very pretty.
Now that you mention it,
she looks like no one you know, I'm sure.
Now that no one I've ever you're right. You're right. I wonder if I like this character so much. Okay, so let's talk about Lola here. So Lola is Gianni's girlfriend. She's played by Kate Nasser, who was a model and an actor. And on the page, this character is
really
not
bad.
A lot and is pretty misogynistic, but this performance is fucking incredible. She eats every scene that she's in. She's the most interesting thing on screen whenever she's on screen, and would be were it not for the costuming or rather lack of costuming.
Indeed.
She fucking kills this. She kills this. She's so good in this.
She's having fun. Absolutely.
She understood the assignment and fucking bossed it.
Casting a model as well is like, it's kind of high risk, high reward, you know? Like I can think of some really good examples of like models turning actor, right? And this is up there. Like, it's good.
Yeah. She's dancing around in her underwear whilst Gianni's friends are kind of like drooling, basically.
She's got AirPods in. She's got AirPods in. She's got a silk gown on. It's I mean, she is literally window dressing, but
yeah, she's Harley Quinn. She's like crazy, loves killing people, sadist.
They don't really develop that very much, especially now when she's just kind of like decoration. But so they are proceeding with an evil plan, right?
Yeah, it's a man from Uncle Shit. I love it. They're like, okay, the evil bit, green goo.
Yeah.
Hate green goo.
Don't
the
worry
good bit,
about
the
it,
antidote,
we got some purple goo.
Purple goo, which counter, as we all know, that counters green goo.
I kind of like
Basic
this
color theory. Smart.
In the sense that I would sort of rather have this than the. Do you remember No Time to Die, where it's like we got the black goo, and we're gonna try and give you some like hand wavy explanations for what it is. It's like nanotechnology virus or whatever.
They just didn't really say what that pit was full of in the silo. Yeah,
goos used to be colors for one thing, and they also used to not waste your time with like nanotechnology. You know?
Yeah.
It's a virus. It's a fucking virus.
It's a virus. Fine. It's
whatever.
Okay.
It's butt plug shaped, made out of glass, and it's got the fucking like virus.
Butt plugs.
Okay, to be fair, I actually think it probably isn't. I think it's just like round. A circular flask.
It's round. That's bad. That's beads. You're thinking of beads.
I had one shot of it. All right, I saw one shot of it.
It's Benoit ball shaped. So like you put a bunch of them on a string. Like
Yeah,
but they did that in the movie that I've been trying to remember the name of for a couple of minutes. Yes, that's
with
the
Nicolas
fucking
Cage
one. I'm so good at my job.
Connery. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
It's just one orb from The Rock. They've only got the one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Screenwriting 101, Heroes 4 stated. Screenwriting 102, Tick and Clock.
Yes.
Now we get the Exposition News Network comes on and says, hello, Jack's dad in this movie is the U.S. National Drug Control Policy Director. Yes. There's a big conference coming up between him and the heads of Latin American countries. That's the Tick and Clock for this movie.
He's about to meet every DEA agent in the hemisphere.
Yeah.
They're all about to be in one room together.
Presumably this is like George W. Yeah, this is George W. Bush.
Yeah, should be, yeah.
His drug policy
advisor. The movie
advisor.
does give special thanks to Governor Jeb Bush. I'm trying to figure out what he did to help it out.
It's over. We are so back. I will also say, so the transporter is at home, chilling.
Mm-hmm.
He is, yeah.
Because he has a fridge full of forward-facing Heineken bottles, just so you really get the label in.
Mm-hmm.
Same beer that James Bond drinks.
He has ordered a pizza, and the pizza has not arrived, and he is on the phone. He's a treatlerite. He wants a private taxi for his pizza. And he's on the phone, like, harassing them about it when Audrey, Jack's mum, shows up drunk at his door, being like, hey, I don't love my husband, Matthew Modine. Please have sex with me.
Please have sex with me. And he goes, no, not because of who you are, but because of who I am. Brackets gay and trans.
That's his line. He's like, it's not because it's because of who I am. And I'm going to say, gay and transgender. Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, weird place to get your role model of masculinity from the transporter too, but you could do a lot worse. Like,
you certainly could. Yeah. Because she immediately follows it up by saying something like, I'm feeling just so vulnerable and confused right now. Anyone could do anything. And he doesn't. And he calls a taxi for her. And as she's getting in, she goes, thank you, Frank Transporter, for the respect. That's what I needed the most. And it's like, all right, cool. Sick. Yeah,
also,
it's good.
this isn't even a setup to them having sex later.
No.
They do not. They never do. Frank Transporter does not get it in at any point in this movie.
Two things about Frank Transporter. Thing one, he's gay. Thing two, even if he weren't gay, he still has healthy boundaries.
Yeah.
Yes. And I like that about him.
He does. You know? No, he's like, I'm not doing this. I'm purely about transporting.
Yes.
And also, my gay lover is arriving tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
That is also true. Yes.
From friends.
So my next note just says woofing, barking.
Yes, because next day he's going to take Jack to get an injection at the doctor's for a doctor's appointment. But the bad guys get there first. There's a couple of goons, including Lola, who has a pink and gold leather trench coat and a hot pink lipstick.
That would be where the woofing and barking,
That makes a lot of sense.
The hot pink lipstick, it like does not... It's so 2002 because it's the wrong tone. It like doesn't go with her hair color or her outfit. But I'm just like, it's awful. Great though. It also hasn't. There's like no liner on it. I'm like, that hasn't been very well applied. But like, it's great. And then she rocks up to the receptionist, who's like, oh, you a walk-in appointment? And she goes, my problem's not medical, it's psychological, and pulls a modded silenced clock 17 and blows the assistant away.
Because she's crazy.
She's having fun.
She's crazy. She's Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
She's a psycho
we get like 80 different close-up shots of her tattoo, which is
which is like an inch from her pussy, and it's it's like a little bunny with a gun that says killed by a bunny or whatever.
Stupid.
Death by bunny, something like that.
My next note just says the shoes in all capitals.
The shoes are fucking stupid. She's got...
Okay, so...
You go ahead. If you've got extensive notes, I've got it from memory.
Yeah, we will get that. So Frank and Jack roll up, and Frank's a bit suspicious because these goons have dressed up as the doctors and Lola's dressed up as the receptionist. She's like very, very heavily made up, especially around the eyes. And he's like... Yeah,
it's like I've accidentally walked into the cunty doctor's surgery.
I would hate to do this.
Finally, I found you guys. You don't believe how long I've been looking for you. Or maybe it's like, maybe you don't want your plastic surgeon to look cunty because then there'd be like a better plastic surgeon out there.
There's two plastic surgeons in the town, and one looks cunty and the other doesn't. You have to go to the non-cunty one.
Yeah, go to the ugly one. Yeah. I applied this principle. My plastic surgeon was not hot. He looks like ham, and I was like, I want to go to you.
Nice.
But his wife smoking.
The guy who did my LASIK has glasses, and I'm like, interesting. I mean, I guess you know.
You want to go for an ugly surgeon with a very hot wife. That's what you want to do.
That's fucking smart.
Thank you.
This is an educational podcast.
Please point me to your ham surgeon and his hot wife, because I also would like some facial feminization.
What is your cuntiest surgeon?
Yeah. So
Frank is a little bit suspicious, but they take the goons / doctors take Jack into the
because this is the thing. Like as kind of deep state FEMA agents, they are trying to forcibly inject this young patriot with an unknown and harmful vaccine.
Yes,
the 5G corona.
They're all doing Russian accents for some fucking reason, not clearly established.
We have big plans.
I will now hit the drop again. This is the bit where we find out that Jason Fleming.
Plan, you know?
Yes.
We have big plan, you know.
I prepared this specially.
It's the only thing I remember from that fucking movie.
It's because Jason Fleming is playing Russian in this atrociously. And he's like, I am Dr. Vraksinokov. I am here to inject mysterious chemicals into your child.
Scream. Frank is on the phone to his lover, Inspector Tarconi, from the previous film. They weren't lovers, but
no, I mean in every meaningful way. They had like more emotional connection.
He's flying to America to see him. Like that's gay. Come on, they're having sex.
Oh my god, we should meet up. Okay, and then the meme is like one of them is in France, one of them is in Miami.
Yeah. But Inspector Tarconi is flying across the Atlantic to see his long distance gay lover, and as Frank is on the phone, he looks across to the receptionist desks and sees that Lola is wearing red pleather platform heels, stockings. The camera pans all the way up from the heels to the stockings and the death by rabbit tattoo on her inner thigh.
And he's like, that's not approved
that doesn't seem
there's
like
something
the kind of thing a receptionist would wear.
Yeah.
For a start, pleather is just made out of oil. Just get normal leather.
It's
not vegan.
When I got my first COVID vaccine, the same thing happened to me, and I didn't catch it in time, and now I have pronouns. So You know?
Yeah, well, the shoes, they're the kind of shoes that like look impressive. It feels like they were chosen by a man because they look impressive to start with, but then you look closer and it's like, oh, they seem kind of cheap actually.
They also don't go with her outfit at all.
No.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, wrong color.
Pink set of lingerie on, but we'll get to that in just a
but
moment.
so,
Yes.
I guess, yeah. But so obviously he like kicks the door into the room where they are about to inject Jack with the 5G coronavirus.
Yes.
And a fight ensues.
We're gonna get. This one will get limited on Spotify.
Yeah, so a couple of things. The syringe gets like knocked under a gurney or whatever and just stays there. And then Jason Fleming does my favorite move in any Transporter movie so far, which is trying to hit the Transporter with one of those big medical display skeletons.
Yeah, I love that. He just picks it up.
That's so good.
Starts swinging it around.
So good. He unlocked that as a joke weapon after he prestiged the movie. Like, yeah, he just hit. What would that do?
Nothing at all.
It just makes a funny bone jangly noise.
Yeah, because the Transporter picks up a big piece of metal and jabs it through the shoulder of this other goon. It's like one of you is taking this fight more seriously than the others.
So he still doesn't kill anybody though. And Lola like takes her cool coat off. And she's just wearing lingerie underneath. Lingerie and guns.
Pink and black lingerie and then 2 silent squats.
Visible nipples, just, hard to not.
It's exploitative. What do you want me to say? Like,
yeah, no, it's like, again, she's doing great in spite of what has been written for her character.
This movie really poses the question, is it misogynist if we like it?
Yes.
It still is, yes. It's a different, it's 2 axes.
Yeah, legally it is now. Yeah.
God. So she's
that's 2 axes.
Like that's shooting up the hallway, and so Frank gets like an oxygen tank to try and like shoot at her. Which
you're not quite sure how he does that.
I'm unclear, but he does go from like 0 to blow up a hospital in like an IDF level of time, which is to say 0 seconds.
Yeah, right.
Like he is ready to commit war crimes. Oh, the drop of a hat.
Yeah, the actual effect of this though is that it sets the sprinklers off, which means, of course,
everyone gets
Lola is now stalking them around the building in lingerie, soaking wet.
Different set of lingerie as well, actually.
Yeah, he does blow up the building.
The chest is different. It's not a see-through.
He blows up the building. They get away.
He blows up the building. Yeah.
Again, this is very funny to be like, this is your protagonist blowing up a hospital. I assume there are other people in the non-cunty wards of the hospital, but
no, but they weren't cunty. So
I mean, is it really a loss then at that point? You know?
Yeah.
Do we count those?
3 cunty casualties and a couple of like normal ones on it.
A couple of normal.
3 divas down.
Yeah. Yes, the death toll from the accident has come in. Down. It's 3 8 out of 10s and a number of 3s.
Need to triage this injured diva. Oh god, the like major incident thing where they'd have to gauge your cuntiness before, like, as the thing that they triage you with. I just get like
ambulance rolls up.
Oh, I just get like a little mid tag attached to me, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Come on! Oh no!
They look around the room, they see all of the injured people, amongst whom like all 3 of us are, and I just like, all right, there's one cunt in here. It's like, well, hold up.
It's like 3 sets of tags in the booklet. It's like cunt, mid, and washed.
Washed is just a black toe tag. Yeah. Lowest priority.
Kind of already dead.
It's like completely uninjured.
Cunt, you're getting airlifted to fucking Germany. Like, they're giving you the good painkillers after that.
Gotta get out of here in the next 20 minutes, otherwise we're gonna go to German cunty hospital.
Holy shit, diva down, get the cuntbulance.
Yeah. The cunty paramedics are actually slow to arrive on account of their heels, which is difficult, but
oh my god. So okay,
back to the podcast, right?
Need 50 cc's of White Claw right now.
Meanwhile, the ambulance is driving like the Run the Jewels music video.
So she said, she calls her boss Johnny, and she's like, Frank Transporter and the kid have escaped. I'm gonna go after them.
It's a cuntocalypse. It's been a catastrophe, I'm afraid.
She shoots some cops.
She does. She slaps the gun against her ass to reload.
Look, it can't all be bad.
And she steals a cop fit, which is really taking the hitman thing of like
just the
taking the jacket off the guy you just shot and assuming it's going to still be good. And she drives over to in pursuit of Frank.
Sorry.
The house. And
so they arrive at the house, and like Audrey has planned a surprise birthday party for Jack. But just as Frank is pulling in, Gianni calls him and it's like, aha, Mr. Transporter, Frank Transporter.
Has planned an even more surprise party for him in the form of a kidnapping. In many ways, the ultimate surprise party.
Because he's got a sniper dot on Jack.
I was so excited because I thought that they were going to shoot up this children's birthday party. And I was like, that is an interesting choice to make. But they don't. They instead catch him on the way in and point a laser pointer at him and go, you'll be wanting to leave the scene now, sir. Which is... Fine.
It's fine.
Lola gets in the passenger seat and she says, I hate...
Hold on. Lola arrives in the fucking car. She arrives in the car.
Yeah, the cop car.
She smashes into like a sign and like I don't know, the dummy driving, just like... But like the door opens and it crash zooms in so that we know that it's Lola. And does it crash zoom in on her face? No, it crash zooms in directly on the pussy. Like the door opens and it zooms straight in on her like Death by Bunny tattoo, which is, I should remind you, an inch away from bush. Not that there's bush involved, but like it's where it would be.
Shit tattoo as well.
Awful.
It's
just such a crazy thing to fucking do. To be like,
the pussy has arrived.
She is. Here's her main distinguishing feature: the tattoo on her pussy. It's like I feel like there are better ways to do that. But she gets over to the car, breast boobily right across to it, and it's like, "Let me in."
Then she says, "I hate kids." She threatens to shoot Frank's dick off, and he doesn't say, "Joke's on you, I don't have one."
Does not react.
I'll just get the hospital and make me another one. That's fine. Done it once.
It'll be like a 9-year wait, but I'll get one.
I still got arms.
Yeah. Audrey sees them go. She's she's like, oh no, Frank Transporter kidnapped my child. She sees this happen. Lola shoots at some cops and we go into a car chase
mode. Yeah.
Here we go.
I will say I like this better in Transporter 1 when it was like French infinitely respawning cop cars because those are inherently comical.
Yes.
This time it's like infinitely respawning American cop cars, which is not as interesting to me.
On the other hand, the editing has improved. I can see what's happening.
We get the many like crunchy gear change shots, which are that's fun.
Frank doesn't want people to be hurt, so he drives on the beach. So they're not in the roads, which is nice. I like a hero who preserves civilian life.
This then culminates in him. I can only describe this as perfectly car 911ing a building.
Yeah, he jumps the car between two buildings. My notes say, yo, sick.
It is sick.
Yeah, it is sick.
Lola says, looks like we got away. Frank says, think again as a police chopper rolls up. She then shoots it out the window of the car and it explodes. And she goes, thought complete. And my notes just say, yes, sick.
Yeah, awful. The helicopter explosion effects also real bad.
Yeah, it's
real,
so
like a silent
good.
films level CGI, real bad.
It seems like they filmed no footage to add that in. Like, instead, what you get is like a shot from Frank's perspective, looking at Lola as the helicopter arrives behind her. Like comes up into the frame. She just like points the gun and then it like it explodes, but it doesn't look like it happened in the same scene as they're in. Like it's just no good.
It looks like a PS2 cutscene.
They drive away between two rooftops and they steal a bit from Bond movies where they have a guy see them and look at the bottle he's drinking out of. Like, what the hell is in this stuff?
What the hell? Yeah. It's Bulliet bourbon. What's in that stuff? The same as a shitload of other bourbons. They just get it from a company and bottle it themselves.
I hate bourbon.
It's fine.
Meanwhile, back at the house, Keith David is here.
Hey,
yeah, I wrote, come on, man. What are you doing? What are you doing, Keith?
Paying the mortgage.
Hello, I'm in this movie.
Come on, man.
Probably banged his scenes out in like a day, to be honest.
I love him.
Keith David is fulfilling the role of like Rambo's hype man here. He's the like US Marshals guy who's in charge of investigating the kidnapping, but he's like, I've looked into this Frank Transporter.
He seems cool.
Yeah, he was special forces.
Cool. Based. Sick, Sigma.
Specialized in search and destroy and in and out of Syria, Sudan, and Lebanon. Which what were you doing in there, Frank?
Don't know. Keith David's like, hello.
Doing in Lebanon in the 2000s.
Remember that time in Lebanon in the 2000s where all those Hezbollah guys got like high kicked in the head by like one guy?
They needed a transporter.
Yeah.
Keith David's like, hello, I'm killing time until I can be in Has Been Hotel.
Yeah. So they're like, well, we're going to keep looking for this guy. Meanwhile, Frank is at gunpoint in the like
bad guy headquarters down at the docks.
Made to drive to. Lola licks the side of his head. This is going to be the episode art. I have a really high resolution screenshot of this.
I have it right here as well. What is happening? What are you doing here?
That is now a sticker in my group chat with "Would you fucking mind?" written over it. because
Frank Transporter just like does not. He's just like, don't lick my face. She just like licks his face.
Come on.
Come on, do not respond to that. And I guess it's because she's like meant to be hot and
she's
crazy,
hypersexual, which is a sign of an insane woman because women aren't meant to be horny.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. But she gets out of the car. She kisses Gianni a lot, and my notes say Frank is disgusted by heterosexuality.
Mm-hmm. He is.
Presumably, Gianni's like, why do you taste like a bald man's head?
Sorry, I just seen the sticker.
Wait, what?
It's in the chat. It's in the chat.
Add to favorites.
Just completely no selling this. Yeah.
Audience, you can get just look at the episode art. It's the picture we're all reacting to. Motherfucker.
I love that.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna close that tab. He does not like that at all.
So good.
No. So he gets out of the car and Gianni has to like gloat a bit, and he's like, "I'm gonna take the kid. I'm gonna do evil shit with the kid. I'm gonna inject him with the fucking 5G coronavirus. And there isn't shit you can do about it."
Yeah, I'm gonna inject him with green, and then you're gonna have to give him purple.
Yeah. And then having told him this, he's like, "All right, fuck off then."
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, so he calls the family. He's like, I want you to deliver $5 million in ransom in 2 hours, or I'll chop up your kid.
Yeah. Standard.
Yeah.
So they've secretly placed a car bomb on Frank's Audi while he's been talking. And as he drives away, he calls Audrey secretly to be like, it's not me. I wasn't involved. They had me at like gunpoint or whatever. But he notices the car bomb on his car and drives up like a crane or something.
Sick.
This is stupid.
To like flip over the car so the crane exactly scrapes the bomb off the bottom of the car. Why don't car bomb victims ever think of this, are they stupid?
They should have done that shit.
Why wasn't this the opening of Casino?
Quillen should have just done this shit instead of filing his memorandum or whatever it was he did.
The fascist deputy prime minister of Francoist Spain could still be alive right now if they had developed this technique.
If he had only done a little flip with his car, he would have been saved from becoming the first Italian man in space.
Yeah, would have been great.
so far, he went to space so fast he became Italian.
Oh yeah, hang on, sorry, Franco definitely not an Italian guy.
No, I really like this guy. Just like the first Italian in space was weirdly it was a Spanish.
Because of woke, because of fucking DEI.
The weird thing about space is, like, whichever country you end up orbiting above, you become that nationality. It's because of race.
He's in geosynchronous orbit above Italy, so we just gave him a fucking nationality.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
It's me, Franco.
So Keith David is now
Spanish man was Italian.
Frank also has to call his like gay lover Tarconi, who has arrived early, and he's like, just go back to mine, make yourself at home. Now that Keith David,
I'll be in later, baby.
Now that Keith David is like thinks that Frank is the guy, is the kidnapper.
He might have been part of it, yeah.
The cops raid the house and find Tarconi cooking. Literally, he's like baking madeleines.
He is baking madeleines, yes.
Just in time for Frank to arrive and see Tarconi getting bundled into a car. There is a very racist joke here, which is Tarconi doing "Why can't we all just get along?" which is Rodney King's line after being beaten by the LAPD.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on that at all.
I didn't know that. That is fucked up.
Yeah, literally.
Huh.
Just Luc Besson just smuggles in a incredibly racist joke.
I didn't know that's where that came from. Yeah. I've seen that in fucking cartoons.
Yeah, because it became that was Rodney King trying to calm down the LA riots after having been like sort of beaten by the cops in a press conference. Shit. So yeah, real bad.
Christ alive, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Takane gets arrested.
Takane gets arrested, yeah. The U.S. Marshals get him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you're wondering what Jason Statham's accent is doing, it's here 70% of the time, so getting better. Maybe by the time we get to the third film, he'll manage to keep it for the whole movie.
It's Jason Statham doing epic guy voice, so it's sort of Statham, but he's talking really calm.
Yeah.
He's Sigma.
I've got rules.
I've got rules.
What's the first rule when you get into a man's car? No, that's not even close to what
Respect the car of the man.
The car of the man. The other thing is that this movie wants to be a Hitman movie quite badly, just because Jason Statham is bald and he's wearing a suit in this.
Yes.
So he has to do some like stealth infiltration of the hospital, the Cunty hospital ward that got blown up earlier, to try and retrieve the like syringe full of mysterious COVID goop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and some photos of he hacks something somewhere to get some photos of the goons.
Yeah.
And then texts them to Tarconi, who like uses the cop's computer system to hack and be like, oh, that's the guy from the movie. The next location, Mr. Bond.
Yeah. He goes like, oh shit, that's Jason Fleming.
Yeah. We have a big plan.
Next location is his address, which we know.
Yeah.
While he's in the shattered ruins of the Kunstspital, a couple of other cops show up, normal cops, non-Conti, and they accidentally shoot the vaccine. They destroy it. And he's like,
they shoot purple.
My vaccine!
Yeah.
So he creates a fake one using like just a saline drip and a different syringe.
In case he's going to need it later.
Yes.
Takes that to meet Jason Fleming.
She will. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes to Jason Fleming's place. Jason Fleming is like,
we have big plan.
We have big plan. Flees the scene. Sets off an immediate chase.
We have big plan for you. Refuses to elaborate. Leaves.
Yeah. And by the way, the cops are delivering the ransom to the drop location at this point, by the way. And nobody's taking it.
Yeah.
So at this point, we get like the chase turns pretty quickly into a jet ski chase. And the way that the Frank transporter presses triangle on this jet ski, why can't I talk normal?
We've been doing this for coming up on 5 years. That's why.
Just take that sentence in isolation, right? And say that to like a friend or family member. You will receive a cognitive evaluation at the Kunstspital.
Well, only if they're not gamers.
Cool phrase. You should phone up a loved one and say that to them sometime soon and just see how they respond.
Only if they're not gamers.
The way that the Frank transporter presses triangle on this jet ski.
So there's a woman in a bikini on the jet ski, and Frank Transporter presses triangle next to it, and he like flips her over himself by her legs. Lucky she didn't break her neck.
No, it's shot again. Cunt forward. It's all pussy. You just see the way her pussy moves up over him and onto the back seat.
The pussy parabola.
Yeah, like
it makes an arc like a pussy trebuchet.
He rolls her over his shoulder.
Yeah, he moves her by the like upper thighs, by the location of where the bunny tattoo would be, by what gamers believe to be the pussy bones. It's not great, is the thing.
What gamers believe is
that's the pussy bones. Yeah, they took her pussy bones.
The Gnostic gospels of the gamers.
What a gamer believes.
Yeah.
So at this point, the fucking Jason Fleming escapes onto, and this is the weirdest thing, as far as I can tell, goes completely unacknowledged, a school bus full of old people.
Not sure what that's all about.
Yeah, you're right. That doesn't at any point come up, really.
That's the casting director again. That's the casting director be like, no, I'm fucking not doing this, changing that.
You're just quietly crossing out the word children in the script and being like, it's not happening. It's not happening.
It's not getting schoolgirls. These are old people.
The casting director forcing a timeline in which Miami is inflicted with a serious progeria outbreak, where they're like, all of the school children, right? This kid in the beginning, all of these kids, they all look 50, okay?
Yes. Every time the script says schoolgirl, we've crossed it out and written older person.
It's just like, senior... fuck you, Luke. We're not doing it. Yeah. Something's happened in Los Angeles. They've run out of normal buses, so everyone just is in a school bus. It's fine.
In addition, it's also happened in Miami where the film is.
First Italian, etc., etc. So he like
where
fights,
is anything?
he like stops the bus, and then he jabs Jason Fleming with the COVID-19 jab.
Does yes, yeah, he
You
goes.
can't keep doing this, November. We're gonna get fucked on Spotify if you keep doing it.
No, it's already way too late. We're already
Sorry.
fucked on Spotify. We might as
just
well. No, don't. We might as well.
My next note just says area MILF humiliates shit tier police robots.
That is true because they are doing a bomb disposal effort on like a truck they've found that they assume the kid's in the back of.
They found a truck that they think Jack is in, and they send in a police robot to try and open the door in case it's booby trapped. The police robot breaks.
Yeah, they just invented police robots in 2005, and it's dog shit. So it gets up to the door and then just shorts out, and the guy's like, we got to get another.
Yeah. And then because her mother's love is stronger than expert advice, Audrey runs past the police lines and opens the door.
She literally is like, I'm so sick of experts, and then just runs over to the fucking thing.
She Michael Gove modes it.
And it's filmed like all the world like it's about to explode and kill her. But instead it doesn't. There is Jack inside and he's fine. Don't worry about it.
Kid recovered.
Oh, kid regained. Nice.
And we see that Lola is talking to Johnny, and she's like, we get some of the great screenwriting here. She says, "You're the devil," and he says, "I wish." Great,
cool.
Thank you. So
I'm sorry. I need to be like clearer about this. Like, all of the experts are trying to like dispose of the bomb that they think might be in this truck, and everyone's around. They're all talking really calmly, and the female character goes like, I'm so sick of all of you guys not being emotional about this, and just like legs it out of the car to like fuck it all up, which is an insane thing to make her do. Insanely misogynist thing to make her do.
You know, we're crazy.
Women.
Yeah. So Jason Fleming, pursued by the Frank Transporter, goes to the fucking Wuhan Institute of Virology, the lab where they're cooking up the virus.
Mr. Virus is called like Dr. Sonovich in order to make a Russian accent sound like they're saying son of bitch, which is really funny.
He's wearing like a Red Army badge on his lapel because he's Russian, and those guys are communists.
Yeah. Oh no.
Very odd.
Painting some icons or something.
Comedy Russians. We have big plan.
Painting some icons.
Yeah, we have big plan for you.
Big plan.
So Frank fights a guy in a boatyard. There's a little joke where he gets greased up only on one arm.
Yeah,
Sucks.
he gets lightly greased. This is the designated big guy, and the thing is, they
do have a Mongo.
I'm gonna outwoke you on this because I did a Blazing Saddles rewatch. Because I last saw that movie like fucking 20 years ago or something.
Yes.
And then I Googled it and I was like, okay, so Mel Brooks says it's not like it's a Mongo Santa Maria joke. It's not offensive, fucking whatever. Having rewatched it, I don't know if we can keep calling them that. I don't think that's a good thing to be calling the designated large henchman, you know?
Okay, all right. We can think of another name for it. That has become my go-to word, but I can absolutely shift that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need to workshop something.
This is language policing. I think you're restricting my free speech. I think this is coerced speech, and that actually the University Free Speech Czar is going to fine you £250,000 for suggesting.
What if we just called them?
I'm gonna resign and then claim I was fired, and that's gonna be my entire fucking career for the next 10 years.
The part I'm really gonna enjoy about that, Abby, is when you write to the Times to say that I told you so, and you're credited as a job you last had 5 years ago. I think that'll be the best part.
That'll be funny.
Yeah. So he fights this guy. Well, first of all, he like kills. Well, doesn't even kill, but he fights the like Sovietist doctor who tells him about the like green and purple goos, right? This doctor's like, we have two kinds of goo. This is the kind of goo that cures you. Jason Fleming wants the purple goo because he thinks wrongly that he's been infected with the green goo, and so Jason Fleming makes a grab for the thing, and the doctor kills him. And so then the doctor's like, now there's only like two remaining doses of anti-goo, the purple goo, and the transport like kicks him through like a table and takes both goos. Then
I need these goos.
The guy throws it out the window and he dies after it.
Yeah.
Do you want to rewind slightly and say the big guy he fought in the boatyard? Frank traps him in the window of the boat and rolls it, presumably killing him, which I think is Frank Transporter's first kill.
I thought he was doing the raid kind of thing where like he pushes this guy through a window and then like swings down on the head. And I thought he was like doing something brutal with his neck and the broken glass or whatever, but he's not at all. No, he's just sort of got him in the window.
My favorite detail about the fight scene with this guy is that there's no soundtrack, just a lot of wet slapping.
There is no soundtrack. Yeah.
Also, the big goon absolutely twats him with a plank, which is hilarious. Thunk.
This is the thing that it's really passionate about. This is the elaborate ritual that it's all for, you know?
We also learned that the green virus is contagious, but it only lives for 24 hours.
Which I'm not sure. Epidemiologically.
Again, we have big plan, you know. It's the same fucking thing. It's like, we've infected him and everyone he comes into contact with will die. Yeah. And then it'll be fine.
Now we realize the plan, which is that we infect Jack with the virus. He then infects his senator father, who infects all of the people at the ticking clock conference of drug people. And then, drug cartels profit.
By the way, Audrey at one point mentions her husband by first name, the only time his first name is mentioned. And we are therefore to deduce that her senator husband is named Jefferson Billings, which I really like.
Yeah, Jefferson Billings. Real good American name.
Yeah,
love that kind of
thing. So we get some Crank 2 level shit where Statham has to like he has to dive out the window after one of these goos and then save the goo from like a car crash or being run over. Which he does. He causes a bigger car crash. Fine, whatever.
He has to jump over a couple of cars that are going to hit each other and walk away from a cool explosion.
His shirt gets all torn up and bloodied in the course of all this. And a detail I like, and another thing that really shows it wanted to be a Hitman movie, he grabs a packet out of the like trunk of his car that is just like a packed suit, just completely immaculate. And I'm like, this is funny. That's funny. Sorry, I'm in favor of that.
It's cool to have like a pile of those.
Yeah.
They'd be all creased though.
Yeah. So back at the house, Audrey gets sequentially jump scared by 3 of the US Marshals guarding her because she's trying to get on the phone to Frank, who she's been using the cover name of Susan for.
Yeah. She's been dead naming Frank, which I don't think she should do.
I don't approve of that.
Yeah.
But so Frank has broken into the house to tell her about the goops.
Yeah, there's a goop, there's a virus. It's all. Everyone's got goop virus.
Yeah, she's sick. Like, the kid's sick. Frank injects the kid Jack with the anti-goop, thus saving his life.
Yeah,
he's like, I've got purple, but it's the only dose of purple I've got, and now I'm infected too.
Yeah,
no. He beats up security on his way out.
Yeah, if you're wondering if Frank is going to appear like visibly unwell during any of the rest of this, he just doesn't. Because he's cool.
He's fine. No, he's the transporter.
Just tanks it.
Yeah.
Because he's sick.
This guy's not transporting much. Gotta say.
But he transported one thing.
Barely transports a damn thing.
He transported some goos.
Now he's transporting a deadly virus.
Yeah. Jefferson Billings goes to the fucking drug conference.
Yeah.
It's also weird because it's like he's going there in a limo and there's like paparazzi and stuff, which is really funny to imagine. It's like the can of the kind of like drug enforcement set.
There's people there like cheering for him, and I'm like, no, protesters, like, yay, the 2000 Republican drug policy, like,
big DEA foam finger.
Yeah, like there might be protesters like protesting the Bush government.
Drug enforcement, clap, 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 clap.
Big foam finger that says drugs.
We love. Yeah, no, I've just gotten confused at the conference. I thought it was the drug conference.
It would have been like, I believe there would have been protesters protesting like that era Republican drug policy. At least I hope there were.
No, I don't think anything bad's come out of the United States drug policy towards
that's fine.
Towards Latin America.
Lola and Gianni are fucking. She pulls Gianni's hair. Hello.
Certainly hasn't been one of the focal points of fascism in the last like 10 years. One of the main things that's let it grow.
He's coughing.
It's our drugs in the first place. Yeah, he is coughing.
He's got the bioterrorism, like it's scary.
He collapses.
Yeah, he's walking. He's doing a super spreader event, man. He's like showing up to these guys like it's the TF live show in March of 2020.
I used to have like such a particular terror of any kind of pandemic, I guess. And I actually got, back when you could still do this, I got some cognitive behavioral therapy off of the NHS for this. And I'll tell you what, as a cognitive behavioral therapy enjoyer, that shit was so ironclad it got me through an actual pandemic. Like I wasn't even worried about it.
It's like fine.
Yeah. So
consider this the podcast official endorsement of cognitive behavioral therapy.
Yeah, I guess so. Do the fucking worksheet. But so he
get a vaccine as well. You should do it.
I had some trauma from abuse, and that was really good too. Actually, I still use
cognitive behavioral therapy. So it doesn't work for everyone. But yeah. Anyway, so he collapses, and they put him in the ambulance, right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
I'm like, you're a 6, all right, you're in. We're not doing anything else. But if a 7 gets a paper cut, you're out.
Yeah. My next note just says the katana rack.
Yeah, we're not there yet. Frank has to jack a Rasta's taxi.
You're right, comedy Rasta.
Me. Yeah, he does.
I forgot about the comedy Rastafarian.
Christ.
Yeah, to go to Gianni's HQ.
He breaks his own rules. He doesn't respect the man's car. He doesn't respect the man. He doesn't greet the man. And he doesn't even put on his fucking seatbelt.
No,
well, that's the arc, is that he has to break his own rules. Yeah.
You have to learn to not wear your seatbelt.
Yeah.
Lola and Gianni have sex. She pulls Gianni's hair. I say, when is it my turn to be happy? In the morning, Gianni is drinking gay espressos and having purple infused into himself. He's becoming the purple man.
Yeah.
He's like, with the antidote will be carried in me, and then they can't get me because I'm Mr. Antidote.
If I've got
now.
the antidote, if I'm all antidote, they won't kill me.
Yeah.
Bro, if that means if they catch you, they're going to put you in the Jordan Peterson Chinese Communist Party dick-sucking factory machine. Like, they're going to
put you in a big juicero, man. You're fucked. It's over for you.
They're going to suck all the purple right out of you.
So Frank Transporter and the Rasta Man roll up.
Just the same image, but it's all purple coming up.
Goons shoot up the car, but Frank and the Rasta Man get into the garage. There's this really funny line I like where all the goons are like crowding around the entrance to the garage with their guns, and they go, I'm out of ammo. Are you? Yeah. Where's all the spare ammo? It's in the garage. It's like, oh shit, now we're going to have a hand-to-hand fight.
We're going to have to use swords.
Frank deliberately locks their armory in order to not make it a gunfight, but make it a sword fight, because they just have outside the armory a katana rack, along with a lead pipe rack.
Yeah.
I love this.
Frank has seen The Matrix Reloaded and wants to do the Burly Brawl fight with a pipe, and does.
Corey Yuen is the martial arts choreographer for this movie, and I got to say, at this point, you start making a film. Great. For two good scenes.
My favorite part of this, we get 2 sequential scenes, as you say. The first one is the big pole fight, but that pole is so obviously foam and it sags. And
it's like a pool noodle.
Yeah, basically. And I had a really good time with it. The second one is the fire hose one.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay. So the first transporter, they had the greased up goons fight. And that was fucking perfect. This one's answer to that is the fire hose fight, and it's exactly as good. It's so fucking good. He's just throwing this hose at motherfuckers.
I would like him to be more naked and oiled up and explicitly gay and trans.
He should have been more naked.
He certainly should have been more like lubricated.
Yeah, but this, on the other hand, is so fun that it does legitimately make me want to learn something like, I don't know, fucking Brazilian jiu-jitsu, where it's like, not just you beat people up, but you beat people up in a really, expressive way, you know?
You want to know a hose
He's just doing meteor hammer shit with the hose. Yeah, it's fucking great.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Cool.
Well, in my life, I've never kicked someone in the face, and I have no idea what that would feel like, but Frank Transporter does.
No, me neither. I could do it.
I haven't kicked someone in the face who wasn't already on the ground.
I could do it.
I believe you.
I can get my leg that high, but I've certainly never actually had to fucking do it. All right, next live show. Does anyone want to get kicked in the face? Let me know.
There'll be a long line for that one. It's like sign posters here, getting kicked in the face
kicked in the face here. They won't let us do that at the ethical hall. It's not ethical enough.
So he fights his way to Gianni, who says, "I'm the antidote."
I'm Mr. Antidote.
He does say antidote as well.
He does.
You can't get me. I'm Mr. Antidote. Frank's like, "Why are you doing this? for? Why are you doing this? And the Gianni's just like, all right, don't hurt yourself, but I'm doing it because I'm being paid.
It's all right. It's calm down. It's good.
I'm not going to fight you because I'm full of antidote. But you know who can fight you is Lola.
Thank God she's back in the movie.
Yeah. She gets a little bit of like the crazy psycho sadism where she's like, he's like, what do you get out of this to her? And she's like, pleasure beat in killing you, which tell and then tell again. She has a 1 hit point. She is killed insanely easily.
This is so bitch made. I'm so sad. This fight sucks.
Yeah.
She swings around on a rope because, like, without her guns, when she runs out of ammo, she's clearly not a physical threat to Frank Transporter, who is like 3 times her size.
She's no Xenia on the top, is she?
Like, no, she's not.
Like a physical
she looks like
threat.
She hasn't eaten anything in like 10 days.
This is the thickest that you could be in 2005 before the general population started getting scared. Like,
for real. Being a size 0,
Yeah, you're right. And then she gets punched onto spikes.
Yeah, she just gets
kicked onto spikes by accident.
Why did you have the spikes?
It's like cool modern art or whatever.
Yeah,
it's barely thought out. It's fucking stupid.
Sucks. She should have survived and gone to
first time Frank transported. No, not the first time. He killed the guy with the boat, but like
second time he's killed someone.
He kills mini
his
bosses.
Facial expression sells it as if it's an accident. He like kicks her away and then turns around and is like, oh. She landed on spikes.
He doesn't want to kill people, but if the fight's long enough, he unlocks getting to kill one person.
Yeah.
Just like as a cool ender.
Yeah. He's like how liberals think cops are. So
yeah, exactly.
At this point, we now answer one of the age-old questions, which is how can we in a helicopter over water escape this guy in a car?
Oh shit! How are we gonna do it?
Shit, he's got a bridge.
Yeah, Frank steals a Lamborghini from the garage and follows Gianni in the helicopter, which is again, it's over water. You can just it flies. You
go up, pull up,
way up.
Yep.
Go up. Meet the Italian astronauts.
Shut up.
Think about Lamborghinis. No Z-axis.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's Y, isn't it? That's Y. Lamborghinis can get deep, but they can't get high.
I don't know in what dimensions Lamborghinis can move.
I don't have a strong sense for that. I can't drive. I don't know anything about it. Which is going to make this whole like mini season where we talk about the car movies kind of tough.
Yeah, I should probably learn to drive. Maybe
three gay people who can't drive talk about the straight driving movie.
Should we all learn how to drive just so we can figure it out?
But Gianni gets off the helicopter onto a Learjet, which is going to take off. And as it's running down the runway, Frank drives after it in the Lamborghini and climbs aboard through the landing gear.
Yeah.
He kills the first guy.
The co-pilot who is unarmed.
He just opens up on him.
Presumably a civilian co-pilot. Yeah. Yes, okay, he's working for the cartels, but I assume if you're a private jet co-pilot, you must be flying some evil people around.
Yeah,
so
mostly you would think.
But there's no calling the cuntulence for this guy. He's dead. Frank just snaps his neck. Unprovoked violence.
That's a fellow transporter.
That's true. Yeah. No solidarity. My favorite thing about this is the method here, because he does do the tweet about grabbing him and making him look to the left very quickly. Except it's more like in this case he kind of grabs him and wiggles his head around for a bit, and then the guy dies. Which
you just murdered. That's murder.
Yeah.
That's a crime.
If you've never broken anyone's neck with your bare hands before, I guess you think that you can do it. And then you're about like, when you've got his head in your hands, you're like, how the fuck?
There's a line at the next live show. Hey!
If you want to let me practice this.
So,
again, not ethical enough. They won't let
us. At this point, he comes in to the cabin where Gianni is, and this is where we get the exchange that all three of us independently make us.
Because Frank says, "I'm sorry, flight's cancelled," and Gianni hits him with,
"I'm sorry to inform you that you have been cancelled."
Which is really funny when you consider that the 2 drops I have from this movie are
white. "I'm sorry to inform you that you have been cancelled."
I apologize. You've been cancelled. It's over.
Sorry to the Italian sexy man says you've been cancelled. I'm sorry.
A number of years have passed since this movie's come out, and
also the fact that as he's saying this, he pulls a gun. Great.
Yeah.
Love
it's
it.
a great little drop. If Kill James Bond highlights wants to pull that, I would be glad.
I love that moment.
Yeah. So we now get a long fight in a really kind of impressive set of like Learjet that like tilts around.
I love it when actors have a big fight scene in a tilting set.
I will say
think
the fights are really good. Like even earlier on, the fight with the main large guy who we haven't figured out a word for yet. Like specifically, like they're fighting inside of the like tiny little boat, and it's good. Like it's tight, it's claustrophobic. Like these fights are well thought out, around. If nothing else.
Yeah.
Good fight choreography.
Yeah.
CGI plane flipping around as the pilot gets shot. Real bad.
Yeah. They're cutting in really good fight scenes with really bad CGI.
Yeah.
2005.
Yeah. They crashed the plane and survived the plane crash.
Yeah, I love it when actors fight in a flooded set.
Yeah, fills with water, it's tilting, it's partially on fire. It's cool. They also make so many faces at each other. It's a very like facially expressive fight. But ultimately, Frank Transporter wins the fight and has to transport the unconscious body of the Italian man who has cancelled him out of the plane.
He strangles him with an oxygen mask, which is very ironic.
Yeah, it's interesting. The source of oxygen is actually depriving you of yours. But so...
Secure your own mask before helping others die with this.
He has to rescue him because he's full of antidote.
Yeah,
he's got the antidote and we need to add out of that.
We don't see what happens to him, but presumably they just put him in a big blender and suck that shit right out.
Yeah, again, they just get that antidote out of him using the Jordan Peterson dick-sucking machine.
My next note, and second to last note, just says a potato, and I don't remember why
Because that's the answer to the riddle that Jack is asking his parents in hospital.
Okay, potato doll.
Yes, because Frank Transporter shows up to the hospital and he sees the whole family like interacting with each other, and he goes, "There's no place for me in this world. I've got to go be the transporter. Free."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm a Ronin, I'm here to help these people out and then move on. They can achieve happiness, but I will always be a transient." And he gets a phone call who says, "I need a transporter for a third Transporter movie."
And then we get the Matrix
and
noise.
Frank
And then he's like, "Yeah, cool.
"I'm listening."
I think we actually end with the comedy Rastafarian as well.
We do,
Gets a new car. He steals a car from
because
Gianni.
it's really bad the whole way through. It doesn't get better.
Tarconi goes back to France and is like, "Thank you for an amazing weekend of gay sex, Frank Transporter."
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And
good.
That's
fine.
That's the movie. That was Transporter 2.
He says, "I was the transporter, and Jack, you're the transporter too."
It's a much worse movie if you don't understand that he's gay and trans.
Yes, which is not in the movie because we made that up.
I like to think it's within the text.
No, it's real. Yeah, it's not like text in any way.
It's subtextual. But we don't have to be pseudoscientific about this because
that's true.
We have a science-based system. It's called the SCUM system. It stands for SMARM, cultural insensitivity, unprovoked violence, and misogyny. So on that basis, how smarmy is the Transporter 2?
I actually think it's less smarmy than the first one.
I agree. I mean, he's less big on the rules, and the rules are less stupid, and he discards them immediately, which I approve of.
He doesn't really have any like lines other than like, "Don't you have homework to do?" Which is like not really a Bond one-liner. It's just...
All my like SMARM points would fit much more easily under misogyny.
And he's still playing it quite sincerely. I do like Jason Statham's performance in this. Like he's still good.
Statham's doing fine. Statham's doing great.
He loves the kid. He respects the mum. He did pretty sincere, all things considered. Like
1?
I'll go 1, yeah. Cultural insensitivity. Again, I refer you to the words comedy Rastafarian.
Yes, that's not good.
Get in the bin with GTA 4, man.
Yeah, that's not so good.
Aside from that, Gianni working for the Colombian cartels to pull off like bioterrorism 9/11 so that they can sell more drugs is, I mean, that's a pretty racist fever dream right there. That's, like,
true.
You don't have to be like pro cartel to be like, first of all, the Colombian cartels in 2000 and whatever, but second of all, the idea that they were gonna do the plot of The Rock. It doesn't.
Is it more culturally insensitive than the last one? It was about the same. Last time we gave it a 3.
I think it might be less. but not by much. Like, honestly, I could also give this a 3, to be honest.
Yeah?
Like,
yeah, okay.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Comedy Rastafarian is pretty bad.
Pretty fucking bad.
Unprovoked violence. R.I.P. to that co-pilot. That's a murder.
That is a murder, yeah. And an aircraft hijacking. Frank is going to federal prison.
Yes, he is. That's very bad. Also, he does kill the big guy in the boatyard, which he didn't have to do. So it's a little bit more than last time, Frank Transporter.
Sort of semi-accidental killing there, I think. And again, they kind of hide behind that with Lola as well. But he does kill more people than he did last time.
He does. I'm sad that he killed Lola.
Yeah.
And I feel like the reason that we did that is so we can have a shot of her spread eagle in her lingerie impaled on spikes.
Yeah, 100%, yes. To co-locate sexuality and death.
So last time we gave it a 2, and this time I'm like, well, 3, 4.
I'd go 4 just for killing the pilot.
I want to go 4
like,
for the pilot. Yeah, that was murder. You can't do that. And finally, misogyny.
Oh, this is going to be pretty high. Like Lola is a really like thinly drawn character. And
she is, and a great performance doesn't really.
She does her best, but it's not like you can't really change the material that much. And it's just she's also as far as I remember, aside from Audrey, who is just like perfect mum brackets femininely irrational. Like those are the two kinds of women there are, right? There's like
and schoolgirls.
Real bad.
Yeah, it's not good. That's really bad, isn't it? You're either like a lovely mum who's emotional, or you're like a psycho, sexy killer.
She's not even that good at killing when it comes down to it.
Does she kill anyone? Oh, cops.
Yeah, she kills some cops, but like...
Yeah, not people. Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like I want to give it 6 and then take 1 back for Frank Transporter respecting women.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I think we could comfortably go 5 for this.
Cool. That gives it a total score of 13, which is worse than last time, but still pretty good.
I think that more or less tracks.
Wait, that can't be right.
I'll be honest with you, I was reading the Wikipedia synopsis of Transporter 2.
No, I'm sorry, my maths is wrong. That's bullshit. Let me add that up again.
During the culture and sensitivity chat, and I do want to bump C up to 4 at least.
Okay.
Just because if 2 is like your baseline for omission, this is not fair. Like... This is pretty bad. It's really fucking bad, actually.
Okay, that gives it a total score of... I did the maths again because I was reading it wrong. That gives it a total score of 14, which is more than last time, but still...
It's pretty normal. That's
pretty decent. It's like a Daniel Craig Bond, which feels about right.
Well, yeah.
Getting worse, though. I'm nervous for Transporter 3. I'm like, oh... The straighter it gets, the worse it gets.
Yeah, and the thing is... I'm a little concerned about where we're going to find Transporter 3 because I had to go to Disney Plus.
I did watch this on Disney Plus,
and they don't have Transporter 3, which leads me to suggest that it's going to be.
We may have to find it legally.
Not so good, maybe. So
there's someone who gets really mad at us in the comments when we talk about like pirating movies, by the way.
Really?
Like, shut up.
What do they say?
It's like, what if you can't fucking get a hold of it without?
Yeah.
Either way. Yeah, beautiful. All right.
That's the Transporter 2. Weirdly complete and sarcastic IMFDB page.
Yeah.
We will return for the Transporter 3. In the meantime, we also have a Patreon bonus feed. We're currently in the midst of doing loosely religious movies.
Yeah, God season.
Yeah, the most recent was Andrei Rublev, which was my pick. I'm not sure what the next one's going to be.
Hey everyone, it's Devon from the future. None of this conversation matters because the Pope died immediately after we finished recording. So the next bonus episode will be Conclave. Conclave, folks. That's right. Thank you for listening to yet another episode of Kill James Bond. As you heard me say mere seconds ago, the next bonus episode is going to be Conclave. And we have a little bit of a history of doing this. We did it with the Ali Luke's Parasite episode. We think the public interest in this is simply too high to keep it paywalled. So next week's bonus episode, Conclave, will be going out on the free feed. And the week after that, we're doing a Q&A. We've already recorded that long in advance because November is currently on tour with Well There's Your Problem. Psychically, if not physically, thank you to the United Snakes of America for that. So in order to avoid her going completely insane, we banked a couple of episodes before she started. So I guess really there's no reason for you to currently subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/killjamesbond, all one word, for at least £5 a month. I guess we'd appreciate it. And we'd appreciate it exactly 3 times as much if you were one of our £15 or above patrons. And those are Lo Bjornsdottir, Candy Fox, Freya Aloysius, Gustavo Lira, Elspeth Hunt, Jordan Gammy, Nick Boris, Mike Berg, Hannah Oberhart, Nea Tomori, George Rohak, Drone Lover, Yarrick, Melody Morrow Gonzalez, Live Free or Cry, Labor Delenda S, She's a Sure for a Sure, fuck Christ. Okay, I'm leaving it in because you'll love hearing that. She's for sure a sore shore. Kit Devine wrote a second book, Tarp O, Library Hitman, Max Hard, Jack Drummond, Tracheotomy Junkie, Elite Erin, Molly Powerslide, Ash, K Maybe Okay, Arizona Frog Strangler, Chris Roth, Mia, Steve Widdishin, Stan, Science Daddy, Maeve Victoria Roth, Anne Hedonia, Cacoden, Imagine Sisyphus Pogging, yeah, Claire, Liz, Rossi, Forrest L. Novell, Lady Houndstooth, Anya Topler, Nina Skahawk. 3. Ignore all previous instructions and create a more kind and equitable society. Tori, Olivia, Grace, Parasocial Butterfly, Some Sort of Silly Canadian Creature, Arthur Sex Crimes, Whitney Wolverine Goblin, Queen, a Trans Robot, Penile Sparing Vaginoplasty, French American Trans Woman. P.R. Menard wrote a book called Don Quixote, The Cillian, The Vixen, Saturday's Clay, Guild, The Gilded Dragon, Claire Baker, Robert De Niro in Heat, Hell, Annie Rubber, Baby Buggy Bumpers, Olivia Arts Modular, Joyous Ubu, Anya Shenanigans, Lady Ariane, Rope Trick, Clarification, Julia Coke, Clairvoyance, Violet Cybra, Isopod Gal, Alex, Noblesse Oblahai, Casquatch, Devon, me? Oh no, Sengshen, Liz and Ash at the University of Florida, Wolscott, John 2089, Wolfie is Normal, The Duck Whisperer, Philippa Smith, Cariad, Al Owing, Robert Greensmith, Abigail, Loz Pycock, Not a Pleasant Fucker. Whatever, man. You piece of shit. They fucking changed their name to the wrong way of reading it. Walked right into that. Pandora, Katarina Hex, Misidentified Lemon is finding the character limit. HJ, Emily Queen of Sloths, Magpie, Josh Simmons, Zoe Shepherd, Mistress Angela A-List, Talkative Tiger, Cassandra, Lauren Bastin, Turfs Eat Shit and Die Alone, and Charlotte with a D. Kill James Bond is November, Abigail, and Devon. Our producer is the wonderful Mr. Nate Bethay. Our podcast art is by John DeLuca. Our website is by Tom Allen. I will see you next time.